the student loan repayment tax exclusion, it's been made permanent now. Your employer can basically pay down student loan debt to the tune of $5,250 per year, and the employer gets a tax deduction, and you as the employee get to receive that benefit as an exclusion, the most beautiful word in the tax code. There are also some new W-2 specific deductions that are available for non-business owners, right? W-2 specific deductions that are part of the One Big Beautiful Bill. And you probably heard a lot about this because they were part of campaign promises and they got a lot of traction on traditional media. And the first is that overtime deduction. Now, the reason why it's a deduction this year is because, quite frankly, there's no time to change all of the payroll processing systems that are out there. And it is likely that in 2026, this will become a component of just payroll as a whole. Like you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about it being a deduction in future years. That's still something that's being worked out, right? The implementation of the One Big Beautiful Bill is something that is still being designed, right? Because even though the bill has been signed into law, those that govern the actual apparatus that is our tax ecosystem have to actually put it into practice, right? They have to go through the process of modifying tax forms and modifying elections like W-4s, et cetera, right? They have to go through that process, and that's going to take time, right? But for now, what we know to be the likely outcome is that in 2025, if you're participating in an overtime type of ecosystem, you're going to have up to $12,500 as an individual, or up to $25,000 if you're married filing jointly, that you'll get to essentially deduct from that overtime income that you generate, right? But it is being phased out. So if you are truly high income, like again in that 250 range, unfortunately, you're probably not going to benefit from this particular deduction, right? Because that's really going to be phased out starting at about $150,000 of adjusted gross income. Now, the tip income deduction, same scenario. It's in the future, this might likely be something that literally gets excluded from taxation while you're earning the tips. But for now, since payroll systems and processes have not yet been updated based on the July 4th, 2025 signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill, the tip income ecosystem, the benefit that was part of that bill, is going to likely be a deduction that we'll see on the 2025 tax return that gets filed in 2026, right? Now, again, it's up to $25,000 against your tip income, but it's only for those workers that are in qualified industries. So industries that traditionally have tip income, like think hospitality as the example. And it's only if that employee was employed before December 31st, 2024. But again, it's being phased out. Once you hit $150,000 as an individual filer or $300,000 as a married couple filing jointly, this particular deduction goes away, right? So it's not the thing that's going to win for most of you who are watching this, I'm sure, right? Because if you're in our ecosystem, you are likely a high income individual, right? Whether, again, a lot of people who watch our content, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, right? Most of our content resonates with those who are actually making money, right? Because they are hit with that gut punch of the tax bill every year. And they want to figure out how to solve that. And that's what I specialize in doing. I specialize in helping those individuals work toward the creation of generational wealth. So again, this particular benefit under the One Big Beautiful Bill is likely not going to be a benefit that many of my constituents are going to leverage. But maybe your employees will, if you're a business owner. Maybe your children, if you are a high-income W-2, maybe your kids are getting started in life and you can direct them, because it's not just about you, right? When I talk about generational wealth, I'm talking about the family, right? So you should share the knowledge, right? Make sure that those that you love are in the know with what is possible now based on strategy. We also have this interesting thing, the student loan repayment tax exclusion. It's been made permanent now. You see, it was set to expire. Your employer can basically pay down student loan debt to the tune of $5,250 per year, and the employer gets a tax deduction, and you as the employee get to receive that benefit as an exclusion. An exclusion, right? The most beautiful word in the tax code. You don't have to report that. It doesn't fall into the income tax return, right? You got the benefit because the employer paid that debt for you. They got a deduction for doing it, and you did not get hit with an income tax for that happening. So here's the pro tip. Talk to your employer. Say, hey, listen, did you know that there's this benefit where you can pay my debt, and I don't have to pay any income tax on that? And here's the thing. A lot of people think that has to be, an additional benefit. No, you could just renegotiate your existing one. Like if you're already paying $5,200 a year towards your loan repayment, instead of doing that, just tell your employer, reduce my compensation by $5,250 and just pay my debt instead, right? They're no worse off. They're paying the same amount. They're getting the same amount of deduction. You are getting less taxable income. Less taxable income. And you would have had to pay that $5,200 with after-tax dollars. Why do that? You can get to pay it with pre-tax dollars and get the benefit. This is strategy, guys. Here's the reality. And we've been talking about what you can do as a W-2 professional to reduce your tax burden without going through the process of becoming a business owner, or engaging in a side hustle, or going through and investing in real estate, without jumping into this ecosystem that is ownership. But here's the reality. Owners and investors are the ones who actually benefit from the tax code. You may not want to hear that, but no matter how much you wish it weren't true, it is. Right? The tax code, more than 70,000 pages when you add up the legislation itself, all of the notices and the resources and the materials, the supporting documentation that the IRS and Treasury issue, right? Like when you add all that, plus the court cases, right? When you add it all together, it's more than 70,000 pages, and the vast majority of those written words are aimed towards ownership. Right, aimed towards ownership. And because it is an incentive ecosystem, it's designed to get you to do certain things, the government is really motivating those who are capable to get into the ecosystem that is ownership. Owners and investors get to control their income flow. They get to leverage legal entities. They get to leverage them. They get to shift their income to tax-friendly structures. They get to reduce liability. Right? So when you look at your overall life, there are two different types of liability that exist: inside-out liability and outside-in liability. But as a W-2 individual, you're really subjected to outside-in liability. Like you're driving down the street. I call it the Bentley effect. Like you're driving down the street in a Bentley and you crash into a Toyota Corolla. They saw that you're driving a Bentley. Like if you're a high-income professional, right, it is likely that you would be a target in a litigation event if you cause someone harm out in the real world. Right? They'd come after you. They try to take your stuff, right? And then without the right structures in place, they may win. They may succeed at that. Right? But the owners and investors get to really structure things in their life in just the right way to prevent that, to reduce, to mitigate that type of risk. They get to create tax-free wealth because they get to really maximize all of the tax strategies. See, the reality of the world is that the vast majority of people out there are playing Twister while the wealthy are playing chess. And no matter how hard you try, if you are playing the wrong game, you will always lose. And even if you're playing the right game, but with the wrong set of rules, how can you ever hope to win? right? And that's why learning the rules of the game is so critically important. But they don't teach you this stuff in school. Hopefully you're getting value by watching this, right? Because I'm trying to elevate your financial literacy. I want you to win. I genuinely want you to succeed. Because when you become an amazing steward of wealth, that means less dollars go to all of the ridiculousness in Washington, D.C. I hate those guys. I think that's all corruption. So they lose. Society wins. Right? That's a good thing. If you got value from this video, go ahead and click that like button. And if you want to be informed of new videos that could help take your life and your business to the next level, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.